Hey guys, what's up? My name is Becca, and we need to talk about everything I read this week. Yeah, I know it's really late, the lighting sucks, but I got home really late from work. There's nothing I could do about it. I don't have lighting really well. We're just using my overhead light. It's the worst thing. I wish I had a ring light or something, but I don't even know where I'd put it in this room. This room is so freaking small. I need to invest in some kind of lights or something to, make this better, but this is what we got. This quality sucks. And also, I am too tired to even think about putting on makeup. The only makeup I could even put on would be lipstick. I don't even know if I talked to you guys about this. I can't have eye makeup. Like, I can't put on eyeliner or mascara or any of that because it gives me intense headaches. Like, I get migraines when it's on. Even when it's off. Like, if I have it on for even, like, an hour and I take it off, I'll have like this really bad migraine that'll last for like 2 days, maybe 3. It's really bad. So yeah, I don't know what to do about it. A friend of mine says that it could be the cheap brands that they don't mesh well with me. You know, they give me headaches because it happened. The same thing happened to her. Like, she can't have cheap brands. She can't buy cheap makeup because of the headaches and everything. So, I mean, I guess the same thing happened to her. But I don't want to take the chance that, maybe it's not the fact that it's cheap. Maybe it's the fact that I can't have anything near my eyes without getting headaches. And if that's true, then I don't want to buy, like, really expensive makeup and then just watch it all go to waste. I don't want that at all. And then, like, I'm afraid that it is the fact that I can't have anything near my eyes, and then I can't have contacts, and I've been really thinking about getting contacts. I really want to get contacts. So yeah, that's literally, it's literally everything that's happening to me right now. Yeah, so you guys remember the accident we got into on Friday? Yeah, was it Friday night? Something like that. That sucked. Totaled yet another car. Right before another holiday, which is hilarious. It's Columbus Day. It's not, that big of a holiday, but still, it's still a holiday. And it still meant, insurance companies weren't open until Tuesday. Had to deal with that again. Still dealing with them still. And it's the next week. Oh. The other car that we have, the only other car we have, well, my brother's car, which I guess he gave to us to, he bought a new car, so he gave us that one. While I was driving it on Tuesday, the radiator hose blew, and I was freaking out. I didn't know that it was a radiator hose. We were afraid it was something else. So, had to keep stopping, like, every 10-15 minutes and let it cool down and keep going, and literally, this is my luck. It was just a few days after, and it happens every time we get into an accident. The other car we have, something goes wrong with it. If we have another car, something goes wrong with it. Because that happened with when I got into an accident in my Mercury Sable. I get into accidents. That's just my life. The last 2 have been my father, not me. Like, I was in the car this time, but the last time, like, in December when we totaled that car, it was just my dad, but it was my car. But the first accident I ever had was in my Mercury Sable. And when I got into an accident with that, the other car that we had just bought, it was like a Honda Civic. I had bought that, and that one set on fire. My dad changed the fuse and blew it up. I was in the car when it started smoking. Me and my brother were both in the car when it started smoking. Yeah, that's when I got into that accident. So we had to fix up the Mercury Sable really quick. Thankfully, we could fix that up. But yeah, it keeps happening. I can't keep a car. I just can't keep a car. My other coworker, or my coworker, says that I should invest in a bus pass. Yeah, probably. See, let's just talk about books. That just sounds better, right? This, I guess another thing that happened this week, um, I mean, I've been reading, like, it's been a better week than it was last week, um, but I guess, the last couple of days I've been in a really bad anxiety slump, depression thing, I don't even know, like, I think my anxiety just started flaring up, and I couldn't control it. Like, I've just been really anxious, and just, it could be, from the accident, what happened, and I could just now be experiencing, like, stress and, anxiety because of that. But I'm feeling better now. Like, the last couple of days have been really bad, but I'm feeling better now. And it hasn't been so bad that I didn't want to get out of bed and I didn't want to, do anything. Well, I mean, I guess if I didn't have to go to work, I wouldn't have. But it wasn't like, okay, I'm going to call off from work. I couldn't do that. But I guess I wasn't eating the last couple of days and I wasn't really doing anything. I was just in my room sleeping or reading or just watching TV. Pretty much anything I can to just escape reality. I guess that's what was happening. But yeah, okay. I already rambled on too much. Let's talk about the books. So for the first book that I finished for the week was one that I was telling you guys last week that I was reading, and that was The Governess Game by Tessa Dare. I finished just like that night that I told you guys I was reading it. It was like Sunday night I finished it. Maybe Monday morning, but still, I finished it right away. This is the sequel to The Duchess Deal, in like the Girl Meets Duke series, I think that's the series name. Those are other Tessa Dare works. That's The Duchess Deal there. That's just, another little slip. This one follows Alex, or Alexandra, who is a friend of the main character from the last book. We meet her in the last book. I really enjoyed her character, and the other ladies that we get to meet, and I'm hoping that they'll all have a book of theirs. So there's still Penny and Nicole, I think, who need to have a book. I really want to see them, find love and everything. So we get Alex's story in this, and Alex arrives at an estate where she meets this lord. She's there to like set his clocks or something to do with his clocks. I don't even know. And he assumes she's there to take the governess position, because he's in between governesses right now for his 2 wards, these 2 girls that he took in, and he needs a governess to take care of them, and they keep running off. They keep like quitting, and he can't seem to hold on to a governess because of them. Like, I guess they're like monsters or something. So he assumes that Alex is there to assume that position, and she's not. And she takes one look at, the mess and everything to do with them, and she's never been a governess before. She doesn't want to be a governess, and so she just declines the offer completely and leaves. And then something happens later on where she has to take the position. She doesn't have a choice, and stuff goes from there. Of course, a romance ensues between the Lord, who I guess will be a duke. He's like heir to the dukedom or something, and her, obviously. What's his name? I can't remember. Oh, his name is Chase. They have actually met in the first book. You do get to see him and her meet. Then they meet in a bookshop. They bump into each other. It's really cute. But apparently, from what you can tell, he doesn't remember that. He doesn't remember her. She's a little, upset by that. They dubbed him the bookshop rake, which I really liked. And I really enjoyed this. I was actually really pleased with that. I don't know which one I prefer. I think I prefer the Duchess Deal a little bit more than this one. But I still give this one 4 stars. I think I gave the Duchess Deal like 4 stars. I really enjoy these books, and I really enjoy Tessa Dare's writing. And I'm really happy to have finished this, and I really liked it. The other one I finished, I never told you guys I was reading last week, but I was actually listening to it on Scribd, which was Sadie by Courtney Summers. Everyone's been reading this. Everyone's been listening to it because the audiobook is just fantastic. It's a full cast narration, and there's like a dual perspective. You get Sadie's perspective as well as the podcast perspective, which is just fantastic. This book is about Sadie and her sister who were abandoned by their mother. I can't remember when they were abandoned, but they were, like, even before the mother had left, she wasn't really a mother. Like, she was, like, drinking and, you know, always high, and, yeah, just kept bringing in boyfriends left and right to take care of them, to, you know, steal money from, and stuff like that. So, the mother finally leaves, she abandons them, and, Sadie isn't, you know, has, taken responsibility of taking care of her sister. But then her sister is brutally murdered, and Sadie knows who has done it, and she, sorry if you can hear that, I'm sorry. Sadie, you know, knows who has killed her sister, and goes on this journey to find him and exact her, you know, revenge, get justice for her sister, stuff like that. So you get Sadie's perspective on this journey, and all the people she meets, on the way to him, like trying to find him on that way. And then you get the podcast, which is set actually 5 months later. And they're trying to find Sadie, and they're interviewing all the people that she has met along the way. And I think it's actually really cool, and I really enjoyed listening to it. So I do think if you wanted to read Sadie, because it's actually a really, really fantastic book. If you wanted to read it, I highly suggest listening to it instead of just reading it physically, if you can. Again, like I said, it's on Scribd, and I know Scribd has a 30-day free trial, so if you wanted to, read Sadie for free, I would definitely just try that free trial. And you can listen to as many audiobooks as you want, plus reading some ebooks. I know some people are having issues with Scribd. I think I talked about this in another weekly reading update. Some people are having issues with them. I am not, but I don't listen to as many audiobooks as I know a lot of other people do, so that could be the issue. But, yeah, I still highly recommend listening to Sadie, and if you can't listen to it, still reading it wouldn't be bad. I don't have a physical copy, I only listen to it, but I don't think there, would be anything wrong with just reading it physically. But yeah, if you are planning on reading it, know that there are, trigger warnings for rape, death, murder, drugs, alcohol, just pretty much everything. Yeah, there's a lot of trigger warnings in this, and it's dark. I mean, it's not for everybody, but it is a really fantastic, deep book, and I really enjoyed reading it, and I gave it like a 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. And the next one I read and completed was And I Darken by Kiersten White. This is a Vlad the Impaler reimagining where Vlad is a woman. And so, great, so like literally everybody's screaming and the dogs are barking. I can't have anybody just shut up. Oh my god, I am so sorry, guys. So yeah, this is, we follow Lada, our Vlad, and Radu, who are, their brother and sister. They are, oh god, they are born in Wallachia. Their father is Vlad Dracul. He's the Prince of Wallachia. And then you follow, like, you follow them from, like, when they were born to, where they go from there. Like, they're sold and taken to so many places that you just follow them throughout their lives, and think into, like, they're, like, 16 or something like that. But yeah, they're taken to the Ottoman Empire. Yeah. I mean, you really just go from, like, Wallachia to the Ottoman Empire and little things in between. Let's see, Lada ends up, like, she's very, very brutal. I like Lada a lot. From the minute she was born, you could tell she's a brutal bitch, and I like her. Radu is not. Radu's like a sweet, sweet being. I freaking love him. Like, I love her for being so dark, and I love him for being, like, such a sweet little cinnamon roll, like people say. and I love him so much. And they don't necessarily get along as much, but they are family and they do take care of each other. And I just really love them. Like, I can't talk too much about, like, what this is about, really, because I just, you know, I can't really, you know, it's an, do a good synopsis. Like, the synopsis on the back here, but it's so long and I can't. But, yeah, they're abandoned by their father and raised in the Ottoman courts, and Lada hates the Ottoman Empire, and she only wants to go back to her homeland, Wallachia. And, yeah, she wants to claim her birthright. Yeah, that's really all I can tell you. There is some romance in this. There is a queer, well, there are a few queer characters in here, which I'm really, like, I did not expect it, and I loved it. And I loved the relationships. I love the relationship between Lada and Radu. Even though they didn't have the best relationship every time, you know, the entire time, it still was great, and I loved it, and I love my characters, and I love the politics, like the court politics and all of that, and I really enjoyed this, and I gave this like 4.5 out of 5 stars. For some reason, I didn't love the ending. Well, I liked the ending. I didn't love, like, towards the ending as much. I felt like that seemed, I don't know, like, I don't know what it was. I was really loving it, like 75%. And then, like, the last 25% I was just like, oh, this is alright. I don't know. That was just me. I know probably a lot of people were like, oh yeah, that you know, the last 25%, which is great. And I'm just like, it was fine. But still, I really enjoyed this. I gave this 4.5 stars. So, I highly suggest picking this up. I did not think I would like this, but I really did. And I'm glad that I picked it up. Alright, the last 2 books that I read this week were both rereads. That is Stranger Dreamer by Laini Taylor. You guys all know what Stranger Dreamer is about, and I can't really explain it anyway. But this is my second time reading this, and I freaking loved this book so much. Can you tell? Yeah, I tabbed the hell out of this thing so much. Yeah, I couldn't, you know, this took 2 weeks to read only because I was annotating and tabbing, like, I was writing in it and underlining and just everything, you know, I can't even find, here, I know I have some at the end. Like, I just wrote as much as I could, like, I can't tell if you can, yeah. So, I loved it. Again, 5 out of 5 stars. I mean, how could I not give this 5 out of 5 stars? Stranger Dreamer is amazing. I'm definitely going to Muse of Nightmares this week. Oh my god, that ending just gets me every time. And let's talk about another reread, which ending gets me every time. Empire of Storms. I think this is the 3rd time I've read this book. Yeah. And I'm definitely reading it again next year because I'm going to reread the entire series as a whole for the first time, like rereading them all for the first time next year. Because I've never actually reread Throne of Glass or Crown of Midnight. I've only reread from Heir of Fire up. Oh, that's not true. I've actually reread The Assassin's Blade. But that was only in preparation to read Throne of Glass. And then I didn't read Throne of Glass. Oh well. But yeah, I'm definitely rereading them all next year and annotating them all. I just really love this series. This book is my favorite book out of the whole series. And that ending solidifies the fact that I need Kingdom of Ash so bad. 992 pages, give it to me. Right now. I need to know what happens to my babies. And if you hurt any of my babies, Sarah, oh, I'm coming for you. Oh, this is not fair. Like, I know I'm not going to walk away with all of my babies intact. But I need them all to be happy. I just want them all to be happy. They're my babies. Oh my god. I love this book. This book is literally one of my favorite books of all time. Like, this book and Court of Mist and Fury are like my 2 favorite books of all time. And they're both by Sarah J. Maas. Oh my god. I need Kingdom of Ash. And I know I only have, like, what, a week and a half? 2 weeks? Like, that's nothing. I need it. Obviously, 5 out of 5 stars. And I did not annotate that just because I'm planning on annotating them all next year when I read them all as a whole. Because I didn't want to annotate this because I really want to annotate from Throne of Glass on, because I don't know, I just really want to see you know, just how everything has worked its way even from the very beginning. Like, if Sarah J. Maas, you know, like, thinks about, like, what she's gonna do later on in these books. And I know she does, because I remember a lot of things from Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight, but I just really want to, you know, go from the very beginning and annotate from there and just build up to it again. I need Kingdom of Ash so bad. So these are all the books that I finished this week. The only one I didn't get to was Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. And I actually did start reading this. I got like 5 pages in, but then I realized I really didn't want to reread this right now. I think I'm just going to reread it next year. And I'll reread this and the sequel together next year. But I am definitely listening, or I'm going to be reading Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy starting tomorrow. Spookathon starts tomorrow. I don't know if I mentioned that. Did I mention that? I don't know. But yeah, Spookathon starts tomorrow, or tonight at midnight, and I have a couple books that I'm definitely going to pick up right away, like Muse of Nightmares. I want to pick that up right away. Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy. I have that on audiobook on Scribd, so I kind of want to just read that right away, or listen to it. I want to read a couple of stories from Toil and Trouble. It's really, you know, I just want to read them all, like, right now. The only thing I'm currently reading right now is the novella in between Gentleman's Guide and Lady's Guide. It's called The Gentleman's Guide to Getting Lucky, I think it's called. It's only like a 55-page book, or novella, and I'm reading it on my phone, so I can't show you, you know, I can't hold it up for you. But yeah, I'm like 10 pages in, I'm really liking it. I mean, it's more of this. That's all I needed. I know if you got the paperback of this, I'm pretty sure the novella comes, you know, as a bonus if you get the paperback. But I pre-ordered Lady's Guide, so I just, you know, sent in my receipt, and then I got, you know, that for free. So it was great. I'm really enjoying it. I'm only 10 pages in, but I'll talk more about it next week when I talk about my Spookathon wrap-up. Oh my god. I'm excited. Spookathon starts tomorrow, and I have Monday and Tuesday off. I mean, it's perfect. And I have Saturday off. I have 3 days off for this readathon. It's perfect. Okay, that's it, guys. It's getting really dark and really late, so I need to get going. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Happy reading.